Yo, what's going on guys, it's Bertrude, welcome back to the channel. Today we're using a build that's all based around Faith. I've got quite a few builds that are based around Faith. It really is my favourite start investment. It's a level 168 build. We're going with the standard 60 vigour. We've got 30 mind, then we've got 45 dex and 60 faith. In our flask, we're boosting our holy attacks with the Holy Shrouding crack tier, and we've got the Opaline hard tier for the extra damage negation. And here's a quick look at the armour and talismans that we're using on this build. We've got a few different weapons to choose from on the build, the first one being the Halo Scythe, with the Rings of Light Ash of War, really good long range option. Then we also have the options to use 2 Blades of the Calling, and that's got the Blade of Gold Ash of War on it. Another really good long range option, and it has the added bonus of knocking players down when it hits. And then for some added variation, we also have the option to use 2 Mickelin's Knight Swords. We get access to that really cool dual straight sword moveset. It's also got another good medium to long range Ash of War in the Sacred Blade. And then finally on the build we're using 4 incantations that are all quite flashy and expensive, but they work well with the build and they do good damage considering our high faith investment. And that's the build guys. If you like the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe, it's really appreciated. But besides that, it's time for you lot to sit back, get your feet up, get yourselves a cup of tea and enjoy the video. So I've got a pretty mental invasion to start the video off for you guys. I locate the host and he's wearing that sweet Radahn armour that we all know and love so well, and he's also spamming the Rivers of Blood at me. Now at the moment in the game I really don't mind Rivers of Blood. Compared to some of the other weapon options that people are currently using, I don't think Rivers of Blood feels too bad. But this guy's in a party of 3 and one of his summons is also spamming Rivers of Blood at us, while the other one is spamming the Moonveil. So we've got 3 people, 2 of them spamming the rivers at us and 1 of them spamming the Moonveil, so this invasion has quickly turned into quite a tricky situation. I put a bit of space between me and the group and I turn around to find that one of the summons is still chasing me down, but he actually hasn't healed up from the Death's Lightning that I previously did on him, and he leaves himself open for an easy kill with the Blade of the Calling. He really should have taken the time to heal up himself before he chased me down, but that's often the case when you get Moonveil spammers like that. The weapons give him confidence that they shouldn't have. Just like the second summon has, he hasn't healed either and he's still chasing me down. He's got the completely wrong mindset there. He's obviously using Rivers of Blood and he thinks that the weapon can just carry him to an easy victory. If he just chases me down and spams that weapon out, thinks he's going to kill me easy, but no, I've got my own offense and I managed to take him out. Unfortunately there, I don't manage to get the final kill on the host, which I really would have liked to. The host actually died to the PvE, but I will definitely take that after what was a really tricky invasion. So I'm at the Shady Castle for this one and I'm quite a ways off the host, so I'm going to make myself up to where he is and see what the crack is. I locate the host and I think he did actually have a summon with him previously who died while I was making my way up here, but for now the host is alone, so it's just me and him and I can have a bit of fun with this invasion, really take my time. He's using the Death Ritual Spear, so I've got to be careful of the Ash of War. But it's not too hard to deal with. As long as I keep on my toes and keep moving, I can avoid it easy enough. I get a nice bit of early damage in with the Halo Scythe and I follow that up with an Ash of War. The Rings of Light Ash of War and the Halo Scythe really are top tier, and I think this weapon is quite overlooked. The tracking on them is absolutely insane and they do really good damage from the Rings of Light when it does hit, especially when you've got a good faith investment and also when you've got a boost to your holy attacks. I picked my moment there to use Scarlet Aeonia and we managed to get the kill on the horse with it. I absolutely love having this incantation on the build. The general opinion on that spell is that it's absolute trash tier. People just don't use it. They think it's too hard to land, but take it from me guys, if you pick your moments with it and you just think about how you use it and not just try and spam it, you can land it and it does absolutely insane damage when it hits. Now this invasion right here is an absolute masterclass in the art form of divide and conquer. I locate the summon and he's using the double scythes, and then we also see the horse and he's also using the double scythes. So I know what's coming from these two. They're going to spam the hell out of me with those jumping attacks, and that's something I don't want to deal with. So what do guys? We turn to the Elden Stars. Now people hate this spell. If they see it coming, they generally run for the hills, like they just do not want to stay in the vicinity of it. And look at that, the horse has run a mile and it's allowed me to focus on the summon. But I know that that initial Elden Stars is going to run out shortly and the horse is going to be on his way back. So I launch another one towards the summon to do the same thing to him, and then I can focus on the returning horse. As you can see, there was two of them guys, and I've made it literally a 1v1 with one spell, and it's just done the job perfectly. It could have been a really difficult invasion against these two with both using the dual scythe setups, but just with a bit of clever use of the Elden Stars, I made it really easy to deal with. I spawn into this invasion and I notice straight away that there's an ongoing 2-on-1 already happening. We've already got an invader here, so I spawn in as the backup. I notice that the summon hasn't realised that I've walked in through the door, and I take this opportunity to land a big hit with the Scarlet Aeonia again. Huge damage guys, and now it's a simple case of launching the Rings of Light at him from the Halo Scythe, and we take him out no problem. Unfortunately we don't land any damage there with the Death Lightning spell, but it's pretty much game over for this horse now. He's got two invaders to deal with, it's just a case of us juggling in between us, watching out for the friendly fire, and it's pretty much a done deal. GG's to this invader. Great job dealing with these two. This guy actually makes a return in an upcoming invasion and video, so we'll definitely be seeing him again shortly. I can't believe that people still don't realise you can't harm invaders when they first spawn in, but constantly it happens guys. I don't understand it, but it happens. We go for an Elden Stars here. It is usually really good in these tight spaces if you can manage to launch it, but unfortunately there it fizzled out before it got going. It actually exploded on the roof, so that is something to be careful of when using the Elden Stars. You need the height above you to actually launch it, or it'll explode on the roof before it even gets going. I was quite unlucky by the way there not to kill the summon with the dragon spell, the Placidus Axe's Ruin. The laser beams do some good damage, but you've got to be careful when you're using that one. It leaves you vulnerable for attacks, so you've really got to pick your moments. The summon catches us in the inescapable frenzy. The horse is starting to launch the cannon of Heimer at us. Things are looking grim, and it's just too much to deal with in a small space. They've managed to take us out, but it's not all bad guys if you keep your eyes on the summon. Oh, there we go. Unlucky. The rot that we inflicted from the Death Lightning did its job, and we managed to take out the summon at the end there. So a little bit of a consolation from what was a disappointing end to that invasion. I look at another solo host here guys, and straight away he's bringing the fight to us. He's got some good offense, he's doing some good damage, it looks like he's got a really cool build, and I have to say, absolutely superb choice of armour. Now this is another really good example of where Elden Stars comes into its own. If you use it in a one-on-one, it really does create chaos for your opponent. As you can see, he starts running straight away, he's doing everything to avoid it, and that leaves him open to be hit with some Ashes of War. On this build, when you've got Ashes of War from the likes of the Blade of the Calling and the Halo Scythe, stuff that has good tracking, when the opponent's running away from the Elden Stars, it really does cause a good distraction to land those Ashes of War and do some good damage. So you remember earlier guys when we had the absolute Super Chad co-invader? Well, this is the video where he makes his return. But for now, it's just me and the duo. We're on our own at this point, so let's see what we can do. We're using the dual Mickelin's Night Swords on this invasion, and you'll see now before I get too close to these two, I actually send out my Ashes of War on both swords. Now I knew there weren't really a chance that the Ashes of War were going to hit either of them there, but the reason I did it is to buff the swords. The good thing about the Ash of War is that it leaves a lasting effect on your swords that gives you a nice little damage buff, especially on a holy build with a good faith investment such as this one. I managed to break the guard of the horse there, and we land some big damage with the critical attack, and now our co-invader's back. Our friend from earlier has made his return. Now it's a 2-on-2. He's gone straight after the summon, which allows me to concentrate on the host for a little while. He's got to watch out for Wormface there, really not the kind of enemy you want to aggro in this situation. We do some good damage again with the Blade of the Calling, such a long range Ash of War, and it does some really good damage. We take advantage of that with the Placidusax's Ruin, land some big damage on the laser beam there. He's got the Wormface chasing him. I've really got things in control with this host here, so I decide to switch my attention at this point, and I go and take care of the summon with our co-invader. Let's make it a 2-on-1 and gank this host. Job done there. Me and this co-invader are making a really good team. This was the only 2 invasions that we actually managed to co-invade on for this session, but the 2 invasions we just handled perfectly between us. Such a good teammate, really good co-invader, made for a couple of really cool invasions. GG's brother, I hope you're doing well, man. Keep up the good work. I spawn into the windmill village and we're instantly met with another lone host. This invasion was just complete control really. This guy's spamming the Moonveil, which is all good. It's not as much of an issue when you're fighting someone one-on-one with the Moonveil. It really becomes a problem when they're using it in groups. But just one-on-one, it doesn't cause that much of an issue. And we managed to take out this host really quickly. So yeah, pretty straightforward invasion for us on that occasion. Again now, this invasion is another example of having absolute complete control. I just felt so comfortable throughout this whole thing, and it's not anything against this host. This guy's a good player, you know, but sometimes you have an invasion and everything just flows your way. You know that you're not going to die without sounding cocky, you just know that you'd have to make a mistake to receive a loss. I just felt good in this invasion. My spacing felt good against the weapon he was using. I managed to land some good damage. He keeps healing up, staying in the fight, so fair play to him. But overall, like I said, I just felt that this invasion was going to go my way from the start. I thought this might have been a good opportunity to land the Scarlet Aeonia while he was in a tight corridor and he was quite jammed against the wall. But unfortunately, he just manages to escape the explosion. We don't land any damage from it. Again, I thought if he was going to push onto me there, the Death's Lightning might have caught him, but he just manages to escape the impact of both of those incantations, and I have to go back to my weapon to land some more damage. We show a bit of nice space in there for a couple of attacks. That's kind of what I mean with this invasion, guys. He weren't really managing to land any hits on me, and I just felt like I had him in my pocket with the weapon he was using against the weapons I was using. Again, a nice little dodge when he's gone for the Flaming Strike. Follow that up with some more damage. Nice little dodge again. If that Death's Lightning would have landed there, that would have been the end of it, but Death's Lightning really is the most inconsistent incantation I think there is in this game. You just never know whether it's going to land or not. It's a really strange spell. Again there, like why didn't that hit him and kill him? You just never know when Death's Lightning is actually going to land and when it isn't. But I smell blood in the water now, guys. The end is near, and there we go. We managed to take him out. GG's, dude. Really good invasion. Fair play to you as well, you know. You didn't run, you didn't just jump down the hole, kill yourself like a lot of people would have done in that situation. You stayed in the fight and you kept bringing it to me. I really do appreciate that. GG's. This is the last invasion of the video, guys, and it's quite a good little funny one to finish on. Someone's trapped in a small room, nowhere to go. What do? We absolutely destroy him with the Scarlet Aeonia. I hope you've had a good time watching, guys. This is a really fun build. I absolutely love my Faith builds. Really is my favourite stat. But you lot look after yourselves, take it easy, and I'll see you all on the next video.